SeeReax gone!
Sometimes when crazy shit happens in Dragon Ball Super, you just have to let the world know that you're here.
Oh my goodness!
Did you know Future Trunks was back?
Future Trump?
Future Trunks.
Trunks?
Trunks. Trunks is back.
I don't even know who's that, to be honest. I'm sorry.
It's all right, man. What's your name?
I'm Scott.
Scott. Have you seen the last episode of Dragon Ball Super?
I have not.
Have you heard of Dragon Ball Super?
I've
actually watched more than him.
Yeah.
Wait, you've seen Dragon Ball Super?
I have not.
Okay.
The last thing I saw was Kai, actually.
But you saw, okay. Thank you. I see, we're getting close, guys. What's up, everybody? Oh my goodness, it's about time. I'm excited. I feel good about what happened in this episode. Something I haven't been able to say since the Kaio, well, the Kaio that I went deep inside the episode. Right off the bat, like, you could tell that this episode was different. It just felt different. Just the atmosphere of everything was just so much different from anything we've seen in the series so far. So right off the jump, I knew that we were in for something good. Like, within the first 10 seconds, really, like, you could just tell. Like, it felt like a different series. Like, I don't know, comment below if you thought this felt like a different series than what we've seen before so far. It was ridiculous. Like, it almost, some portions of the episode, and like I said, I'll go over it in depth in a second, some portions of it actually, like, reminded me of, like, Attack on Titan. If you guys have seen episode 1 of Attack on Titan, it's like, nah, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. Oh my goodness, they did that. So let's just go over what happened. So we start in this post-apocalyptic world. You have Trunks running away from something. We don't know what that something is. There's explosions everywhere. He's hiding behind corners. You know, he's just running away, scared. Very reminiscent of when he was running away from 17 and 18 in the Future Trunks movie. Special, whatever, shut up. It doesn't fucking matter. Trunks gets home and he sees Bulma, and Bulma's looking young as fuck because she got all kinds of money. She's looking, you know, as young as the other, like, she doesn't have a wrinkle. She's so old, like, she's so old. She has to be so old at this point in the story, but, you know, Bulma's mom also doesn't age, so I guess they're either genetically gifted or they got all types of money. So he arrives to Bulma. It's a very touching scene, you know, he's with his mom and stuff, and his mom is whipping up this glue ejaculation, fucking blue oozy goo shit in this container, and apparently it's fuel for a time machine, and she's been collecting that shit for over a year. The issue Trunks is having is like, oh, well, this is gonna be only enough fuel for me to get there, like, how am I supposed to get back? Bulma's sure that he can figure it out, or, you know, things will be okay, but so that's a thing, and a lot of people have drawn connections between this goo and the same little goo thing that Bulma was using on that machine that Monaka was holding when he was holding the funnel thing. Yeah, so past Bulma is working on something similar, possibly, maybe it's obvious, I don't know. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, just everything changes and the music picks up. Bulma dramatically turns around and explosion happens behind them, and then shit's getting real so fast. Like, it went 0 to 100 so quick. Black appears. That's what he's referred to, by the way. He's referred to as Black so far. In this entire episode, he was only referred to as Black. This was so fucking powerful. Like, I was watching this and, like, I can't put into words how much it just caught me off guard. Like, how this series can actually make me feel when they try to make me feel a certain way. Like, if you've seen Attack on Titan, this was reminiscent of that. Like, when Eren sees his mom, long story short, I mean, you're watching the review, so there's gonna be a spoiler. Bulma gets killed by Black, and it's in this very kind of gruesome way. Like, he grabs her by her collar. You can't see him, he's just a silhouette in the smoke. He grabs her by her collar. And then Trunks is watching this whole thing, and she's like telling him to run away, take the time machine goo shit and get out of here. And like, he's watching this whole thing happen, and she basically just gets incinerated. Like, you see her silhouette vaporize, and Trunks just watches the whole thing and then runs away. And like, it's so... See, with the Gohan death, like, he found Gohan's dead body, right? But I don't think he had to go through actually watching his loved one. Like, it would have been cool to see him kind of rage out a little bit, but I think he knows. Like, a lot of people are like, why didn't he go Super Saiyan? He could have done something. He knows. He's probably been dealing with this guy for quite a long time. He knows that it's a waste of time to try to fight this guy, which is why he just ran away. He's been around this dude for a while, I would imagine. He knows he doesn't stand a chance. That's why Bulma's been working on a time machine, because he knows that his only resort is to go back in time. Then we go from that very dark doomsday shit back to our modern timeline. You have Goku and Piccolo. They're at this cabbage patch or whatever, and they're quote-unquote training. They're working for Chi-Chi. They're harvesting all the things. It's this competitive little humorous scene. I enjoyed that part, but you know, I wanted the meat of the episode back. Krillin shows up, and then he's like, oh, well, I thought Goku would be training with Vegeta. Vegeta's, you know, training with Whis. And then Goku overhears this, and then obviously, you know, meanwhile, Vegeta's training with Whis. Vegeta goes Super Saiyan Blue because he hasn't been able to hit Whis yet, and then Goku detects him and then teleports there. He shows up, and then, you know, they're doing their thing, but blah, blah, blah. Who cares about that shit that much right now? Let's get back to Trunks. So Trunks finds Mai in what appears to be like their hideout. It looks like an abandoned hotel sort of thing. And I'm still questioning why Mai is there. Like, Mai was a kid in the modern timeline because of the Dragon Ball. So, like, in this other timeline, did she also get turned into a kid? And then how did she meet Trunks? And, like, there's a lot of unanswered questions there, but we'll figure that out later, I guess. Instantly, Mai can tell something happened to Trunks just by his expression. Like, he looks like distraught, like something bad just happened, and we know that it did. And he breaks the news. You know, he's just holding the container of the fuel, and he breaks the news, like, you know, what happened, and he starts crying. Like, it was very emotional. Like, this episode was just emotional. This was a powerful way to start off an arc. Like, they really came out with a bang with this one. Cut back to Whis and Goku in the modern timeline. They're eating ramen. They bring up Zeno and how Beerus was getting scared, and then Whis basically tells them that, yeah, Zeno's the real deal. He's the strongest of anything. There's no one on top of him. He's not a fighter, but he's the strongest. That's what I like. That was obvious to me, but I think they threw that line in there so people would know. I mean, like, he's obviously just a superior being. Like, it's not about like who can fight better with this guy. Like, if he feels like destroying something, he can just kind of toggle it. Like, it's like destroyed. And apparently there used to be 18 universes, and when he was in a bad mood, he destroyed 6 of them. So, not to be fucked with. And then there's this little prelude to the Universal Tournament. Goku's getting all excited and hyped about, you know, what could potentially be when it comes to this tournament. I'm actually hyped, and actually, quick little theory, I think after this whole Trunks thing is done, I bet Trunks is going to be on Universes 7's team in the Universal Tournament this time around. Dream Team, future Trunks, because he doesn't have fuel to go back to his timeline. So what if, like, while Bulma's trying to figure out the fuel situation, he sticks around and joins the tournament with Goku, Vegeta, and maybe Majin Buu and Gohan? Maybe, possibly? I don't know, we'll see. But that'd be pretty cool. That'd be hype. Cut back to Trunks and Mai. They're just kind of hanging out, and they're actually sharing rations. Like, you see how hard times are. Mai gets all excited because she found dog food. Like, she's excited, and they don't have a dog. Like, they're excited that they can eat. Like, they have dog food to share with one another. And then Trunks, just being the good guy that he is, you know, he sees Dr. Brief's cat. I forget the cat's name. And Dr. Brief's cat's there, or at least it looks like Dr. Brief's cat. You know, the one that looks like Mr. Popo's cum? He sees the cat. He gives the cat half of the dog food, okay? And he gives the other half of the food to Mai, and then Mai's like, are you sure? And like, she's actually like super thankful that, you know, she gets half of a small can of dog food. Like, that's how you know she's a good hoe. Toasty, I said that to Toasty on Discord, and he demanded I tweet it, but I'll just put it in the video. It was actually a sad scene though. Then they're discussing a little bit about them going back 17 years, and there's actually this cool little flashback to the DBZ times with Gohan and Vegeta, and like that's where my friends are. He's like my Nakama are there. Mai and Trunks decide to go make their way to find the time machine, and they go to like the old destroyed Capsule Corp to get to the time machine, and then a funnel cloud appears and Black appears. Like I said, he's only been referred to as Black so far, but he's still just a silhouette. We haven't seen what he looks like at this point in the episode. Instantly, he starts firing a bunch of blasts down at Trunks. Trunks pulls out his sword, and like, it's this really cool scene where he charges up, and you know, he's slashing the blasts in half. Now here is where I was like, okay, maybe he should have gone Super Saiyan at this point, because obviously, like, this is kind of a do or die situation. You have Mai right there, like, I don't know why he didn't go Super Saiyan right here, but He didn't. Okay. He's cutting through the blast, and then eventually Trunks gets hit. He gets knocked back. His sword gets hit out of his hands, and he gets knocked to the floor. And then Mai runs up to Trunks, you know, because she's concerned about him. And then she's like, "You get out of here. I'm gonna, you know, I'll distract him." And then like she runs up with her shotgun and starts firing at Black just as a distraction. You know, she knows it's not gonna hurt him, but she's trying to like divert his attention away from Trunks. And all of a sudden, Black fires a blast, and it hits Mai, and Mai flies back. She hits the ground hard, and oh man. He goes up to Mai after she gets knocked down, and like he's holding her in his arms, and her head just like you know, she's appears to be dead. And the reason I say like it might be obvious, like the episode leaves off on her dead, like, but I'm not totally convinced that she's dead, only because she was in the intro of. There's a new intro, by the way. I should have touched on that before, but she was in the intro, so I feel like they wouldn't throw her in the intro just to have her die in half of an episode. I could be wrong. Maybe that was to catch us off guard, which it would have, and it did. But long story short, she appears to be dead. The smoke clears, finally, the smoke clears, and the silhouette is revealed as none other than Goku Black. And he looks just like Goku. As you guys can see, I was extremely accurate with how I thought he was gonna look. Then Black Goku ends off the episode with this quote, "Finally, it's the day to take your final breath, Saiyajin." And that's where the episode ends. And that leaves a lot of questions too, because if he's using Saiyan as a derogatory term, I don't believe that this is actually, I mean, it's pretty obvious that it's not actually Goku, but I have quite a few theories. I'm gonna give you guys a little hint of what my theory is, and then I'm gonna make an actual theory video on it at some other point, most likely, unless someone steals my idea. So we know Goku is dead in this timeline, right? What if Black Goku is just utilizing the Goku who died, like of the heart disease, using that carcass? Like he took the carcass of Goku and it's like being possessed, like a puppet almost. Like I feel like that would add a lot to the creepy element, and like the reason why he's called Black is like because it's almost like a zombie sort of thing, like you're possessing a dead body and using it for your own, I don't know, that's just, I don't fucking know what it is, but we'll see, I don't know, it's just my quick little, maybe that'd be kind of interesting. The next episode preview, Trunks wakes up in the future, pretty much, and there's all this drama, Vegeta and Goku are there, Goku mentions that he's gonna go handle this other Goku, him and Vegeta will, and Kid Trunks is like, what the fuck is going on right now? Looks crazy interesting. I'm super excited. This episode had me super hyped. As you saw, I went balls deep in this episode in my last video. Don't judge me too much for that, but fuck it. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Deion. I'm known as SeeReax on YouTube. I have social medias. You should follow me on those if you give a fuck about life. There's a like button. Press it. I would appreciate it. It shows me that you enjoy the content that I present to you. If you enjoy these reviews and all that standard long outro shit, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one. WUAAHHH.